there's a very simple way of guiding your attention home to who you really are, to your source, to your true nature. And what you do is you point at your foot first, and then look at your foot. You can see it's a thing. And then you bring your finger up your body to your knee, and you notice your knee is a thing. And you keep going up to your tummy and up to your chest, and you can still see something there. But then you come to a point where your body fades out, and there's a kind of threshold there. You can't see anything more of your body, but you keep your finger going. You keep raising your finger until you're pointing at the place above that threshold where your body fades out, and you look and see what's there, which is what I'm doing now. And I'm seeing there's just open space here, capacity for the world, clarity. My hands disappear into the void here, which is full of everything, unconditionally open here, the source, who one really is. So that's a very simple journey you can take over a threshold to your true nature. A friend of mine, Colin, takes people through this experiment sometimes, and he relates it to the Zen Buddhist idea of enlightenment, or a kind of instruction for getting enlightened. And the instruction is that you've got to climb to the top of this pole, incredibly tall pole. And I don't know how you get up there, you kind of shin up there. And when you get to the top, you keep going. That's the instruction. Well, I can imagine it's kind of scary at the top of that pole. And you're being asked to keep going. I mean, you look up and there's nothing there. I can well imagine feeling resistant to taking a step off into the void. You've got to somehow trust that you're going to be all right, I suppose. Anyway, that's the idea in this instruction. Keep going, don't stop at the top of the pole. Well, Colin relates this to the coming up your body, you see. You look down at your body and you can see your legs and your torso, and it's like the pole. And the feet are the bottom of the pole. And you point gradually up your body, you're climbing that pole all the way up. And when you get to this threshold here, that's the top of the pole. There it is, physically visible. Well, the instruction is to keep going, you see. Step off the top of the pole here, right here. This is where it is, into the void. Recently I was giving a workshop, a day workshop, and there were about a dozen people, and a marvellous group of people. And one of the people was a lady who, in a way, was struggling a bit with the workshop. And I don't know if resistant to the whole approach is the right word, probably not, but what's the point of this? You know, what good is it, that kind of thing. And we tried to help her. And anyway, at the end of the workshop, I asked anyone if they'd like to lead us through this pointing experiment. And I do this at the end of workshops sometimes, just invite people to lead us through the experiments, because it's a, you know, you learn by doing, and if you do the experiment and guide people through, you are able to, you know, you find out what it means to you. And it's also inspiring. I find it inspiring. It's inspiring for others to hear a different expression, really, coming from this wordless source. So when I invited people, then there was a man who volunteered, and he did it, and it was great. And then I said, anyone else like to take us through the pointing experiment? And this lady volunteered. And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen now. So, but great. So she started us off, and she took us slowly up the pole, because I'd introduced this idea of this pole, climbing this pole and stepping off the top earlier in the workshop, and we'd been using it throughout the day, on and off. And there we were climbing the pole with her. And she really got us to look. She was really looking. And we got closer and closer to the top, you see, of the pole. And her voice became quite emotional, and it became quite dramatic. And I really thought, are we going to step off? And she took us to the top. And then she said, keep going, and look. And it was very touching, really. And she had tears in her eyes, and so did I. And yeah, it was moving, and had real courage to do that. To step off into the void, it sounds like annihilation, disappearance, emptiness. It sounds like dying, really. And it is a very deep kind of death, because here there's nothing left at all. Nothing survives here. So I am resistant to this sometimes. They say, die before you die. Well, this is dying before you die. Sometimes I don't want to. But the brilliant thing is that when you do step off, you're all right. Because everything comes with you. This emptiness is full. It's never just empty. When you die, this deepest of deaths here, you're instantly resurrected as everything. When you climb this pole, if you stop at the top, then you're just that one thing. You remain as that one body, that one person. But if you step off into no thing, you become everything. And that's the only way of being everything, is by being nothing. Surrendering everything and receiving everything back. And how do we surrender everything? It's not the feeling of surrender primarily. Feelings come and go. It's not the idea of surrender. It's seeing. No-thing here. Wordless. Non-verbal. Non-emotional seeing. Attention. To the place right where you are, at your center, that only you can see. And discovering that within this capacity is everything. The deepest of deaths leads directly to the widest of lives. So, climb that pole. When you get to the top, keep going. Take courage. Take a deep breath. You'll be all right. Don't think about it. Don't try and understand it. You don't have to feel anything in particular. It's attention, which is available now.